10 years ago, I was in the fetal position, laying on my living room floor, sobbing. I had just returned from another doctor's visit, trying to figure out what was going on with my health. I had suddenly started accumulating a myriad of symptoms: joint pain, digestive issues. My right eye kept swelling up for apparently no reason at all. And once again, when I went to the doctor, just like many doctors before, basically said, "I don't really know what's going on with you. It looks like potentially a collection of autoimmune issues, and you're just gonna have to learn how to live with it for the rest of your life." And as I was laying on the floor that day, sobbing, I heard a voice come through very clearly that said, "That is not true. That is not true." And so for the next few years, I kept seeking how to fix my autoimmune issues. You name it, I've done it. Naturopaths, acupuncture, emotional work, tinctures, whatever. And yet my symptoms persisted. Then I met Stephen, who is my business partner now at Evolve Institute. And he asked me 2 questions that literally radically changed my perception. The first question was, out of all of the conditions that you could have manifested, why autoimmune? So I want you to consider, think of a challenge that you have right now that is persisting, and ask yourself, out of all of the challenges that I could have in my life, in my relationship, in my business, why this one? The second question was, who on your team, your inner world team, your fearful one, your not good enough one, your self-sabotaging one, who on your team is creating it and why? Who on your team is creating it and why? Because that is your troublemaker team who wants to get in your way and sabotage you. So I sat with those questions and contemplated for a while. And what arose was that in my mid-20s, I frickin' went off the rails. Anybody gone off the rails at some point? I was doing drugs, I was drinking, I was living in Aspen, Colorado, kind of goes hand in hand. And I did a lot of things I was ashamed of, a lot of things I wasn't proud of. And I realized that my punishing one, and my judging one, and my self-hating one were continuously inflicting emotional pain on me. And that translated into my body literally attacking itself, hence autoimmune. And so that was a huge light bulb moment. My inner world was creating my outer reality 100%. And so I realized that I was not leading my inner world team. My inner world team was leading me. And so that day, I decided to put on my CEO hat and become the CEO of my inner world team. And instead of pushing them aside and avoiding them, anybody avoid, getting so irritated with them, so pissed off that they were creating so much chaos, instead I started to listen to them, love them, appreciate them, care for them. And they stopped throwing temper tantrums. And after about 3 months, my symptoms began to subside. And now I have 0 autoimmune issues. You are creating your outer reality through your inner world, 100%. Now, this could potentially be overwhelming, or it can be the best news that you've ever heard in your life, because you have the power to change it any time you want. I did not have an autoimmune problem that I needed to fix. I had an inner world issue that needed to shift, and that created a new reality that made that problem obsolete. Some people say it's a coincidence that that happened. Some people say it's a miracle. I say that that is my new normal. That when we move from living in 3D and trying to fix our problems that just create more problems and more problems and more problems, that if we can shift the view to living in 5D, we have the ability to create a new reality that makes that problem obsolete. And every single one of you has the power to do that today, in this moment. Thank you.